Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Well, dear students, today we are going to discuss the exercise questions on questions. And the first question is discuss the three questions the king wanted answers for. So we will start our answer that the king sought answers to the three crucial questions he believed would guide his success. And the first question was, what is the right time to begin everything? That means, what is the right time to do a thing? The second question he was looking for, who are the most necessary or important people to listen to, whom to avoid. That means we should meet two people and who should we avoid. And the third and last question was, what is the most important thing to do? So these were the three crucial questions he was looking for the answer. Question number 2, dear students, is was the king happy with the answers he got from the people? So we may start by saying no, the king was not happy with the answer he received from the learned men or people. So we may continue because why he was not satisfied, because the responses were all different and they often contradicted one another. So we may continue to students saying, for example, how they lacked, because some suggested a strict schedule, while others advised acting on current needs or consulting magicians. So the answers actually lacked consistency and certainty, and that is why the king agreed with none of them. The third question is, describe the reason that led the king to the hermit. We may start by writing that the king was, as we have discussed, that he was not satisfied with the answers he got. So the king was still wishing to find the right answers after the learned men failed to satisfy him. So that is why he decided to consult the hermit, who was widely renowned for his wisdom. So we may continue by saying that since or as the hermit only received common people and never left his wood, well, the king had to put on simple clothes and go alone to the hermit's cottage to seek his advice. Question number 4, dear students, is analyze what was the hermit doing when king approached him. So we may start our answer from the question itself. When the king approached, the hermit was, what was he doing, dear students, if you remember? Well, he was digging the ground in front of his hut. His condition, now we may write, he was frail, that means weak, and old, breathing heavily, that means with difficulty because he was working physically, with each spadeful, that means he was having a spade in his hand with which he was digging the earth, and this act of simple labor was what the king helped with. That means when the king saw it, he decided to help him, which later became the first practical illustration, because remember the three questions as well, dear students. So that was the first practical illustration of the answers to the king's questions. That was what he was looking for. That is what the hermit was doing when the king approached him. The fifth question, dear students, is who was the wounded man and how he was wounded. So we may start again from the answer itself, that the wounded man was the king's enemy, as we have read in the story, and he who had sworn revenge. Why? Because the king had executed, that means he put to death his brother, and also seized, that means captured his property. So that is why he was enemy. And what happened? He was wounded by the king's bodyguard after he came out of his ambush. That means he wanted to attack the king secretly to find the king, as the king went alone. And then what happened? He who had not returned when expected. That means he was expecting that he did not return. So that is how that wounded man was found, and he was wounded by the king's bodyguard, and he was the worst enemy of the king. The sixth question, dear students, is explain why did the wounded or the injured man tell the king that he forgave him. So what happened? That the wounded man asked the king to forgive him because the king had saved his life. As we all know that when he was injured, he fainted, and the king helped him. So he has already saved his life. So despite being an enemy who intended, dear students, that is why the wounded man was there to kill the king. The king had washed, and he has also bandaged him or preventing him. So by doing that, he prevented him from bleeding to death. If he had not done that, he would have died. So this act of kindness prompted the enemy to seek peace and offer loyalty to the king, and that is why the wounded man requested for forgiveness, and the king forgave him. Question number 7 is evaluate how did the noble deed of helping the hermit save the king's life. So we may start our answer by saying that by staying to help the hermit dig the beds or ground, the king delayed his journey. That means he was late because he was helping. So this delay in a way or indirectly prevented him from encountering the bearded enemy. That means the person who had a beard and he was the enemy, who was waiting in ambush. That means he was waiting there for the king to attack him. So the hermit revealed that if the king had gone away, that means a little earlier, the man would have attacked him because he was waiting for the king and not for the bodyguard, obviously. So proving that the noble deed was helping the hermit saved king's life. So that is how his life was saved, as he was helping the hermit in digging the ground. So here is the question number 8 for us. Analyze how the hermit provide answers to the 3 questions. So dear students, again we may start our answer from the question itself. Provided the answers through the experiences or the practical experiences, if you want to write, the king just lived. So the very first question was answered, the right time, that was about time. So the answer was the right time is now. That means the present moment when the king was digging or attending to the man. We are talking about the wounded man. The second was the most necessary person or important person. So that was also answered in a practical manner. Is the one with whom you are. Again, at the present moment, uh, again it was the hermit. He was with him and the wounded man. So those two were the most important people for the king at that time. And the third was the most important affair. That means work or job is to do that person. That means to whom soever we meet, we need to do that person good. So that is how the hermit provided through the practical experiences to the king that these were the right answers to the questions he was looking for. Question number 9, dear students, is does the story have an undertone? So definitely we have yes, we have deeply inspired undertone. We may continue by saying shift the focus from theoretical wisdom practical compassionate action. It teaches that the power of life is only the present, emphasizing the timeless virtue of, rather, virtues of attentiveness, kindness, and unselfish good deeds toward those immediately present. That means the people who are around us, immediately present in one's life. So that is how affects the whole story and makes it more inspiring for us. Question number 10 is, how are you inspired enough to follow the lesson for of forgiveness, kindness, and ready acceptance of what comes in your way? So we may write the answer by saying the story's message is profoundly or deeply moving, illustrating, that means showing how present moment action, that is very important, dear students, because we only live in the present moment. So we need to make full use of the present moment. And kindness, that is another thing, that whatever we are doing in the present moment, that should be kind. That is considered as the highest wisdom. The practical demonstration, that is another thing, because sometimes we do not understand anything by the word of mouth. So we need the practical demonstration of forgiveness. That is what the hermit demonstrated. That is exemplified by the king, saving his enemy and the focus on doing that person good. That is also about kindness. In the present moment, again, we are referring to the present moment action is indeed an inspiring moral to strive and to follow. So that is the most important thing, dear students. Present moment action and kindness. This is what have inspired me, and I hope you must have been inspired by the same things. So with that, dear students, we have come to the end of our comprehension section, and I hope you will have a very good understanding of the answers to the questions of the exercise. Bless you all, beta. Allah Hafiz.